What's up everybody, and welcome to a very special anniversary edition of Cole and Jay. Jay and I just recently celebrated 2 years of marriage, and we decided that this would be a perfect opportunity for us to share our story of how we met, what we like about each other, and just all about us. You've been wanting to learn this information ever since we started our YouTube channel, and we're gonna give that to you right now.
So hold tight, because this might go fast. Just as fast as our relationship did.
Oops.
Okay, so Cole and I had both been going to Arkansas State University for several years, and we had never seen each other before until our marine biology class. And he actually wasn't there on the first day. Typical Cole move. But anyways, the next class meeting, he walked in the room and I was like, whoa, who is that? Like, he is so cute. And I just instantly had a crush on him, and I was like, man, that guy would never go for me. No way.
No way. So anyways, then we had the lab together, and I purposely sat next to her because she's a pretty girl. I'm like, yes, she's the prettiest girl in this lab, so obviously I want to sit by her and see what she's all about. But anyways, we were in the lab and we were going over some different fish species, and he had set out a bunch of different specimens in these jars, and Jessica had started taking pictures of them so she could have them on her phone and like write the name of which fish species was what and like what family it was in. Anyway, so she was taking all those pictures. She's like, hey, do you want me to send these pictures to you? It's like a super sly dog move on her part. And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, what's your phone number? So Jay actually got my phone number instead of me getting her phone number. But that's all right. Sometimes it's good when the girl wants your phone number.
Oh, yeah.
It made me feel good. I asked her where she was from. We really hadn't talked much at all in the classroom about like what we were, like who we are and like what we like to do and stuff. And she said she was from Conway, and I was like, hey girl, hey. You're from the River Valley? I like that. I mean, most people in Northeast Arkansas, most students in Northeast Arkansas are from that area, and there's nothing wrong with a Mid-South girl or anything like that, but I had dated a couple in the past, and it just didn't work out. They weren't my cup of tea, and I knew instantly that if she was a Conway girl, she's definitely gonna be different than a Northeast Arkansas girl, and I was thrilled to figure out more about her at that moment.
But that's crazy that we were both from the same town.
Yeah, we were both from the same town and both been going to the same school, and had never met each other, seen each other ever until this moment.
And from that moment, we just started hanging out a whole lot, like literally every day. So then we went on a trip to Blanchard Springs Caverns, and then it was that day we were driving home, and Cole asked me to be his lady. He literally said, will you be my lady?
Heck yeah.
And of course I said yes. I mean, I wanted to like scream yes. My insides were just like, yes.
And I was just like fist pumping, just like, yes. Awesome. This is awesome. This is a good thing. This is gonna be good. And so from that point on, we continued just like hanging out. We just, basically every day we would, we'd go to school, and then as soon as school was out or anytime we had like a free day, we'd be like, let's bounce, let's go out of town, let's go do something fun, let's go bass fishing, let's go catch some snakes, just all sorts of cool stuff.
Oh, we're having so much fun.
So much fun. And it was like literally only like 2 weeks later from me asking her to be my girlfriend that we went to Pettigene State Park and we're hiking down to the waterfall. It was a beautiful day. Love was in the air, and I was like, man, let's drop an L-bomb today. Let's just do it. Let's just drop an L-bomb and see what happens. I don't know why. Never have I ever told somebody I loved them in like 4 weeks of hanging out with them. But I was like, damn, I'm feeling some strong emotions coming out of me. So I was like, sweet, let's do it. So we hung out for like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours, just hiking on the trail, and got on this rock, climbed this really beautiful waterfall. We didn't go to we went to the main waterfall, but there had been a lot of rain, so there was all these different waterfalls everywhere.
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. It was magical.
Climbed us to the top of this one waterfall spot, and we were hanging out there, basking in the sunshine. And I was like, Jay, I love you. And she was like, I love you too. And I was like, sweet.
Well, what's really funny is literally the day before, like we were like catching snakes in a ditch or whatever, like during the day, and Cole was just kind of showing off. He was like catching everything, turtles, snakes, and I was just standing on the bank like, oh my gosh, I think I love this guy. And like I wanted to tell him, but I was like, no, it's too soon. You can't tell him, Jessica.
Yeah, it'd be
it's
weird.
Way too soon. So one more day was long enough.
That was right. And I told her that I loved her. And I mean, I think I loved her before I said that, but it was just like at that point, now we can say, like when we would leave each other, I was like, man, I want to say I love you. I'll say I love you. But anyways, so that's when we dropped the L-bomb, like 4 weeks in. I don't think I recommend that to everybody, but if you're feeling that way, like go for it. But strongly I don't think I recommend that for everybody, to say I love you after 4 weeks. And it was like full on, let's do as much cool things and have so much fun. It was warm weather, the fish were biting really good, all the critters were out, and Jay and I just started I mean, it was like becoming the pinnacle of our relationship, because we were getting to be outside. We weren't cooped up indoors because it was so cold. We were able to go outside and do a lot of bass fishing and go catfishing. We ran these, every year I run these limb lines for flatheads when they come up to spawn, and we caught some giant flatheads. We caught 2 flatheads that weighed 100 pounds when you combine the weight together, 52 and a 48 pounder on one run. That was crazy. We're definitely going to show you some photos of that here in this video. And we basically had a month left that we could spend together, because prior to me meeting her, I had made a commitment to work at a primitive survival camp up in Branson. It's actually Kanakuk Camps. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that, but they had a camp designed for primitive survival. And I signed up for that and I got the job, and I was really, really pumped about that. But that meant that I had to leave Jessica
the whole summer.
I was sad, because like at the end of the month I was like, Jay, I gotta go. And she's like, what? And
we were having so much fun. I had like just like totally forgot that he had to leave. And so then like a few weeks before he left, he was like, remember, like I have to go to camp this summer. And I was like, oh that's right. No. You're gonna be gone the whole summer.
Beginning of May, I went off to camp and started working. I was having a great time. But I was missing Jessica, and you know, but it like really tested our relationship. It made me like really feel like that we had this really strong bond, because you know, we weren't breaking, we weren't like distancing ourselves from each other. We were just feeling even closer to each other, even though we were so far away. And it made me like really confident in our relationship, and that led to something kind of crazy happening while I was gone at camp.
Okay, so now here's where it gets a little crazy. So Cole had been gone for a couple months, and we were still able to talk, and he came down a few times, so we saw each other like maybe 3 times, I guess.
If that. I think we only saw each other like twice. Because I literally only was able to like leave for 24 hours before I had to get back to work.
And he was like 4 hours away. So 8 of those hours would have been driving.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we had kind of been hinting to each other that we wanted to get married, and
we had even joked around with my granny that we were like, me and Jay, we're about to
we're gonna
go to the courthouse and get eloped. And that'd be cool. She'd be like, yeah, that sounds fun. That's a good idea. And I was like, I think so too. You know, we're just joking, of course. But were we just joking?
Were we? Were we, Carol? Anyway, so then I get this text from Cole's mom who says, you know, like Cole's gonna be down on Saturday. He was gonna be like fishing a tournament. And
it was the Big Bass Bonanza on the river. This is like, the date is like June 26th. So the end of June. But
while she's like, while he's here and like his brother's gonna be here and his girlfriend's gonna be here, I just want to take like really good pictures of y'all all together. So
because like my granny's flower bed was like in bloom. It was just so pretty.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
They were so proud of it. It looked so good.
And so she was just telling me to bring some nice clothes, and she was going to take all of our pictures. So then that day comes, we're like taking pictures for an hour or so, and we're having so much fun. Like the pictures turned out really good, but then we get in the middle of Granny's flower bed, which is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I like directors say, hey, let's go. Jessica's like, is that it? I'm like, no, let's go to one more spot. Like, let's go over here to Granny's flower bed and get right in the middle of the flower bed. It'd be a really good spot to get a good picture.
Little did I know though, the whole time while we were taking pictures, he had something in his pocket. I had no idea. So we get out in the middle of the flower bed, and Cole's just talking to me a little bit, and then all of a sudden he just gets down on one knee and he asked me the easiest question I have ever been asked. And of course I said yes, and then boom, we were engaged.
Heck yeah. And then afterwards we went inside and celebrated a little bit, and then my buddy came over and we went over to a creek and went and caught a bunch of snakes, because that's exactly what you do after you get engaged if you're Cole and Jay.
Yeah.
We go to a creek and catch a bunch of snakes to celebrate. But shortly after that I had to leave. Like that night I had to leave and head back to Branson and get back to camp, and all my campers there were so excited because I told them, you know, like I was sitting there, I'd call their dad from camp. We were like making a primitive shelter, and I called their dad and asked for his blessings to marry his daughter, and everybody was there was like, yeah, and he said yeah. I was like, yeah, and he said yeah. And then I got back there, everybody was like, woo, you did it. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. It was so much fun. That was a really great term of campers, and That was really exciting to go back and share that moment with them. But anyways, from that moment there, Jessica and I had to start planning for our wedding. And so we set the date for our wedding to be on September the 10th, which gave us approximately 2 months to prepare for it. We knew we could get it done, but everybody else had their doubts. We're like, we have never heard of anybody planning a wedding in 2 months. But we're like, it can be done.
We got this, guys.
We got this. It's gonna be so easy. And bless your mom's heart.
My poor mother. Oh my gosh. She worked so hard.
It was easy for us. So now we have all of the wedding stuff figured out, and now it's just time for us to get hitched.
And now we have made it to the best day in the history of Cole and Jay, September 10th, 2016.
Our wedding day. This day was an amazing day for us. We were surrounded by so many loved ones, our friends and family, and everything went just perfectly perfect.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, the days prior to that were like 100 degrees, and we're like, man, it's gonna be a super hot day for an outdoor wedding. We got married at my great aunt's house, and the weather was just phenomenal. And it dropped from 100 degrees to like 80 degrees and sunny and not super windy. It was just perfect conditions for an outdoor wedding. Our wedding was officiated by Dr. Richard Grippo. He was actually our marine biology professor and both of our academic advisors. So that was a really cool experience for him to be able to wed us. He actually got ordained just to marry us. So it was a lot of fun having him officiate our wedding. And then after our wedding, we just spent the rest of the afternoon
hanging out with everybody.
Yeah, at the reception, just hanging out with everybody. And somehow we were actually the last two to leave our wedding. We didn't get sent away like at normal weddings. We were literally the last two people at our wedding. I'm not sure how that happened, but maybe
we were just having so much fun.
Yeah, maybe we
didn't want to leave.
Yeah, maybe we didn't add that into our wedding plan for everybody to send us away, and that's just why we got left.
Before we change out of our wedding attire, we are going to take a moment to answer a few questions that we get asked quite frequently.
First question, why do I call Jessica Jay? Well, I call her Jay because I'm like really quick to give people pet names or nicknames, and usually the first letter of their name works great. So I just call her Jay. And I also, in the very beginning, called her J Baby. Like when I referred to her to my friends, I'm like, yeah, me and J Baby are gonna do something, but it is kind of shortened to Jay. That's why we call her Jay. Just Jay, not J-A-Y. She spells it J-A-Y, but it was just Jay. And
my nickname for Cole is Coleslaw. He hates it.
I hate it.
I love that name.
I've had some terrible nicknames.
He wishes that I would call him Coltrane, but...
That's what I used to, it was my old nickname. Everybody called me Coltrane, it was cool.
I'm not calling you Coltrane. Dang. Coleslaw all the way.
Okay.
I like my coleslaw tall, dark, and handsome.
Shoot.
Okay, next question. How old are y'all?
I'm 24. How old are you, Jessica?
I'm not 24. I'm just a little bit older. I'm 26.
Hey. See, I literally had no clue. Whenever I started talking to Jay, like, I thought she was my age. I was like, surely she's my age because she looks about my age and kind of acts like about my age. And whenever I met her, how old was I, 21?
Yes.
Yeah, I was 21 and I was like...
I was 23.
I said 21, she said I'm 23 and I was like...
Yeah, you told me you were 21. I was like, oh no, he's gonna think I'm too old for him.
But she wasn't. She's just as immature as I am. But anyways, now I'm 24 and she's 26 and it's not as bad anymore. It never was bad. Another question we get asked all the time, they ask me, it's like, dude, where'd you find a girl like that? Like, I didn't know they existed.
But the real question is, where did I find a guy like this? I mean, for real, Cole is the nicest human ever. Like, he has not one mean bone in his body. Like, he's always nice to me, he's always caring, and he's always funny. He's just always in a good mood. And he's like super talented at everything he does. Like, sometimes I just think that he's not even human.
Well, that was a lie. That's really nice. That's really kind of you to say that, Jay.
Mean, that's how I feel.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. That's really sweet of you.
One last question. What are some of your pet peeves about each other?
Okay, the list can go on and on for me about Jessica.
Dang!
There's so many things that drive me crazy, but it's okay. They can usually all be overlooked, but I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of them. Number one thing is she leaves every single cabinet open, like every door open. Like I can like go to bed and she'll like come to bed like, you know, 30 minutes after me, and I can wake up the next morning, go in the kitchen, and every drawer is open, every cabinet is open, the pantry is open, and the refrigerator door might be cracked open. The only reason the refrigerator door is shut, is because it automatically shuts. Microwave would be open. Like, I'm like, how is everything open? And then on top of that, I'll wake up and I can go into the kitchen or living room and every single light is on. Like I turn off every light whenever I go to bed, and I can go in there and every single light will be on. It's crazy. I'm like, Jay, turn the lights off. And then on top of that, another thing, it's like everything that she like takes out, like everything she gets out of like a refrigerator or a drawer, you know, ends up on the counter, and it never goes back where it went.
It does eventually.
It doesn't go back fast enough. Like if you take some ketchup out of the refrigerator to put on your French fries, you shouldn't be putting the ketchup bottle back in the refrigerator 24 hours later. You should be putting it in there before you eat.
But Cole, he always gets it, you know, so everyone will be eating, he gets everything out, and then after he uses it, he puts it up. He doesn't leave it out for everybody. That drives me crazy.
I'm sorry. And the only other thing that really like sticks out to me is I'm a big advocate of buckling your seatbelt when you're driving. Like there's no reason for you not to be buckling up when you're driving a motor vehicle 70 miles down the highway. Well, this has been a constant war between me and Jessica. Like, I'm like, Jay, buckle your seatbelt, because in her car beeps. It's like, as soon as you get in the car, if you're not buckling up,
beep, beep,
it goes beep, 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 beep. I'm like, buckle your seatbelt, Jay. You're gonna die if you wreck. You're gonna get thrashed. So buckle your seatbelt.
I'm working on it. I'm like, doing better.
And like now she buckles her seatbelt, but she doesn't take the initiative to buckle it up as soon as she gets in. Like she'll go, and then as soon as her car starts beeping, she's like, okay. I'm like, we don't want it to beep, Jay. We don't want any beeps. We want you to get in, buckle up.
Okay.
I'm
my
done.
turn.
I love her.
My turn.
I love her, but she drives me insane sometimes.
I have 0 pet peeves about Cole.
Shut your mouth. That's a lie.
Okay, no. Cole bites his nails all the time like this.
I've been doing that forever. I love it. I love biting my fingernails.
Drives me crazy, especially like whenever he's like thinking really hard about something or like stressed out about something, he just starts biting his nails, or if he's just bored.
It's a really good de-stressing habit. It's a dirty habit though. I'll admit it. It's not super hygienic, but I love it.
And he listens to the TV way too loud.
Not everybody has big old good ears like you, Jay. I got these little bitty baby ears.
Super cute.
Somebody made fun of my ears on here one day, and like it's because they're just kind of small little ears, and I guess cue the jokes about small ears, but you shut up.
None of those things really actually bother me that bad. I love Cole very much.
Dude, Jay, they're schooling.
What?
There's fish blowing up over there. There's fish blowing up. We gotta go.
Okay, yeah.
We got to go. We got to go. There's some fish schooling over there on our left.
Priorities, people.
Yeah.
Priorities.
I've been like looking at these shad kind of schooling up for like the last little bit, and there's some over there getting eaten as we speak. Oh gosh, we gotta go.
Okay, hang tight. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. We got a little bit distracted and had to go try to catch a couple fish real quick.
That happens a lot.
Happens all the time. It's part of living on a lake. So that brings us to the last portion of this video where we want to talk about our life after marriage. So recently we just bought our dream house over here on the lake. It's an awesome spot on the lake, great fishing, and we're just right down the road from all of my family. And it's just really, really helpful in this stage of our lives right now.
We just feel incredibly blessed to live here, and just the story of how it all worked out for us, it's amazing. This house is amazing. I just love it so much, and I've literally never been so happy in my entire life. I just love where we're at right now in life. And also, we've been having a really great time with our YouTube channel that we started. Doing it together, it's so much fun.
Yeah, and living here on the lake has provided us a really great outlet for filming opportunities, and it's something we both have always wanted to do, and it's just taken a lot of persuasion from our families and friends to actually get this channel started. And so we really want to say thank you guys so much for watching all of our videos and liking our videos, leaving us positive feedback, and subscribing to the channel. And it's just really, really helping us out a lot, and we're hoping that we can continue to do this for many years down the road. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video of us telling you our story. I know you guys have been looking forward to this video for a long time, and we hope that in making this video, we have answered some of the questions that y'all have been leaving us in the comments. But if there's some more questions that you would like to ask us, feel free to leave those down in the comment section below, and we will definitely get to them again in the future, or probably answer them in future videos, because we have a lot of cool ideas for future videos up ahead.
If you enjoyed listening to our story, hit the like button for us. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And to help our channel grow, share our videos with your friends so they can join us on all of our adventures.
We're Cole and Jay, and we will see you on the next video. If you were to ask me if we were to do this all over again, I would say
no.
Yes.
If anyone wants to ask us if we were to do it all over again, the answer is
no.
Yes.
Jay, would you get married again if you could?
To you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet, let's get divorced. If anybody was to ask us if we would get married and do it all over again.
Definitely.
Not.
Definitely.
No.
I, Jay Hargan,
Stop.
take your call to be your woman. To have a hole.